Okay, good evening, everybody. So my name is Victor. So I'm going to be your anchor for this call. So we want to see how can we do visualization with a tool like Tableau. I have Tableau already opened up. So this is Tableau. This is what it looks like. If I want to do visualization with Tableau, I just need to go ahead and download Tableau Public. So you could go to Tableau and download Tableau Public. You can run Tableau on your MacBook, on your tablet, sorry, on your what's it called? On your PC, especially when you want to create visualization. And most of the times you want to do visualization when you already have a data set. If you don't have a data set, it then means that you have to go through the process of atomizing your objective, creating your questionnaire, or what your variables are going to be, collecting the data. Once you've collected the data and the data is in your Excel sheet, maybe from your Google form or from your Microsoft form, you've exported it, you have something like this. The next thing you want to do is, how do I visualize it? Right? So how do I visualize it? So if you want to download Cobalt, if you want to download Tableau Public. So this is it. Tableau Public Desktop. No, not Tableau Desktop, Tableau Public. There are two things. One is paid, one is free. The desktop is paid, the public is free, right? So with the public, you could do quite a lot of visualizations, right? You just click on download and you're going to have Tableau Public. Once you have Tableau Public, you are going to have something like this. Once you open it up, you have something like this. Now, so I said we have our data set. So one of the very first things we want to learn how to do, let me open a notepad, is that we're going to try to do maybe one or two visualizations for this class. Then I've already dropped about what's it called? About 6, 7, 8 data sets in your training group. What we want to do is that anytime as a data analyst, when you have data sets, the question you're asking yourself is that, what kind of insight can you make out of this? What kind of insight can you make out of this? Now, if you are given this kind of data set, right, there's what we call qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis. There's what we call quantitative analysis. At times, there's what we call comparative analysis. And in qualitative, we're looking at textual data most of the times. Then here we're looking at numerical data. And here we're trying to check between text versus numerical. I'll explain. I'm just trying to use very simplistic words so that you understand what I'm trying to do. Now, if you are asked as a data analyst, you are given the data set, say analyze it or visualize. What are you supposed to do? You ask yourself, this is salesperson, this is their countries, this is the product that each salesperson is selling, this is the date that item was sold, this is the amount, this is the number of boxes that was shipped. So as a data analyst, when you want to do your visualization, one of the first things you want to start doing is to start asking yourself, what are some of the quantitative analysis I can do? So let's call this, this is what? The name of this data set is what? Just a moment. The name of this data set is copy of 10 minutes, sample data 10 minutes. So let me call this.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm not para charger engineer. I'm just connecting.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir. Welcome.
So I will say copy of 10 minutes data set. Right? You have it. So I'll ask myself, what are some of the quantitative analysis I can do? So I can say, okay, total number of box shipped. So I'll say total number of box shipped. That's an insight. Number two, I start looking at this. Okay, this is amount sold. I can say, okay, I want to know total amount sold, right? Because you want to calculate this total. Next thing you're asking yourself is that, okay, let me look at this other item. Or let me look at this item. I can say, okay, salesperson. There are quite a number of salesperson here. I can say, okay, can I know total? So number of salesperson. Let's know how many salesperson that we have, right? Number four, we want to know how many countries that we serve. How many countries? You see, I'm looking at quantitative analysis. Who is following?
I'm following, sir.
I'm following, sir.
Okay, good. Can I confirm if you are following? Kingsley, confirm if you are following. Carlo, confirm if you are following. Abubakar, confirm if you are following.
I'm following.
Okay, good.
I'm there, sir.
Okay, good. So the next thing you want to do is you want to ask yourself. Now, most of the times it might be difficult for you to do qualitative analysis because this is not textual data. But you see that this guy
Hello,
has...
sir.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted, but I'm here now.
Okay, good. Now, you see that it may be difficult for you to do some qualitative analysis. But what you can do here is that you can start doing some comparative analysis. You can check qualitative textual data and compare it with what? Numerical data. So if I want to do that now, number 5, I can start saying, okay, can we check box shipped with respect to countries? No, of course, you cannot do quantity. Doesn't make sense. You're not going to get anything meaningful. So I'm trying to let you know how to get a data set and you can do your visualization within 10 minutes. Because you need to master and understand what type of visualizations you're going to be plotting so that once you see any data set, whether you're using whether you're using Tableau, whether you're using, what's it called? Power BI, any visualization tool you are trying to use, it's easy for you to, without asking any question, start doing your visualization and start providing insights. So I can look at country and box sheet. So I can say, okay, number of box shipped. I can say box shipped, box shipped by country. 6. I can say box shipped by salesperson. 7. I can say salesperson, amount sold by salesperson. So I say amount sold by salesperson. 8. I can
you do box shipped by date?
Awesome. I can say box shipped by date, and I can also do 9. I can do box shipped. Now, assuming they were box types, I could have checked the different types of boxes, let's say medium size, big size, whatever, and check how much we are making in terms of revenue with respect to the amount. But I've done box sheet by date. I've done box sheet by product. I can do box sheet by product. So we're trying to know how many products, how many boxes do we ship by product? We've done box sheet by country, right? We've done box sheet by product, box sheet by product. Okay, let's get the 10th one. Who can try? One minute. You are muted, so you can unmute yourself so that you can speak. Okay, so somebody was saying, what about country by amount? Let's see if it's possible. Country by amount. Awesome. So let's see if we have that. How many countries? Good. Country by amount. So we're trying to check how much do we make from each country. So country by amount. Okay, country by amount. So I think, can we add one more? Okay, I will say amount sold, amount, let me change this to amount sold by country. This makes more sense. It's still the same thing. So we're trying to say, okay, for each country, how much were we selling? Oh yeah, last one. Who can try? Shoot your shot. Data analysts. Show yourself.
What of we use
Can you say, okay, sorry, go ahead.
dates by date by amount, because some dates may occur more than once. They want to calculate the total amount of the particular date or something within what range you want.
The particular date, how much are we making per the date? Let's see if we have it already. Date. Do we have it already? Someone should confirm, check. Date box shift. So we can check amount sold by date. Correct. Product by amount. Somebody said product by amount. Product by amount. Have we done that before? Product amount. Product amount. Box shift. Product box shift. Product sold by date. Product. Okay, good. So we have 13. Products. Okay, amount sold by product. Okay, let me stop here. So you can see that there's a lot of insight. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about salesperson by country.
Salesperson by country. So what are you trying to achieve? Let me know. Explain. You want to know how many salesperson you have
To know the number of salesperson per
by country. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be counting here.
Hello?
Not textual. Here we're going to count.
By country, yes.
Yeah, so this becomes quantity. This becomes quality. Because most of the times you cannot do quality.
Okay.
You cannot do textual. You cannot do comparative analysis between texts. But you can check how many of the textual stuff. So here we're going to be saying count of salesperson by country. So we want to know how many salesperson do you have per country. So the list goes on and on. So I'm trying to teach you how to look at the data set, and within 4 or 5 minutes, you write out all your KPIs, right? So you call this KPIs, key performance index. So this is what you are trying to look out for. No matter the tool that you're using, whether you're using
Sorry, sir, what you say KPI? What was the meaning of KPI, sir?
key performance index. Key
performance index.
Performance index. Now, data analysts will normally report to the C-level executives, right? When I say C-level executives, so I mean my chief medical director. I mean my chief executive director. I will mean my chief accountant. So all those C's, it can be the managing director. Hope I spelled my managing correctly. Managing director. You see, all of those people at managerial level, the job of a data analyst is to tell the story behind this data. This data can be 10,000 rows. It can be anything. But the point is that if you get data, what is the data about? And this is what we just did here. So for each and every data set that you have, No matter whether it is in banking, it is in healthcare, it's in what's it called? It's in sales. No matter the field, that is not the issue. The issue is that, can we get intelligence from that data? Can you tell us something about that data? Can you provide insight from that data? And that's the job of an analyst. So can we move over to Tableau and start seeing how to plot these guys? Everybody ready? Okay, so let's move over to Tableau. So we just move to Tableau and we open a new file. Right? So this is what your Tableau environment looks like. So in the next 5-10 minutes, we can start doing our visualizations. So, but let me just walk you around some of the important aspects of the environment. So you have file. So what you typically do here is that you are going to be able to open a new Tableau environment. You can open an existing Tableau file or document. You can open your document from Tableau Public. We'll consider this in our next class, where we'll consider publishing whatever we have done. Then you can close this. You can actually connect your data. Like for instance, I will tap on this and say, okay, I have an Excel sheet. So Tableau can connect to Excel. Tableau can connect to text file, to JSON file, to Microsoft file. This is JavaScript object notation file, to PDF file, to special data, that is geographical data, to statistics file, to so many data types. But the one we are going to be always used to is what's it called, Excel, because even for web programmers, for database administrators, for persons that work on servers, they can easily export their data set as Excel or as CSV file or as comma separated values. So we'll be mostly be using Excel for a start. So we just hit Excel. I will go to this, my file I just opened now. This is it. I'll tap on it. So once I tap on it, I'm going to import it into the Tableau environment, right? So somebody just sent me a data set and tells me, okay, please analyze it for me, do some visualization for me. Now, how many of us can see that we have 6 fields? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, correct? Salesperson, country, product, date, amount, and box shift, right? If you see date, you see the type of data set is what? ABCD, that is what? Numerical data. This one is what? Geographical data. This one is what? Texture data, ABC. This one is what? Date. This one is what? Number, N. This one is what? Number. Awesome. Now, once you have done that, we can confirm that we have 6 fields and 1094 rows. The next thing we want to do that, if you observe the environment, you will notice that you have sheets, dashboard, story. For now, we're going to be considering sheets, then dashboard. So in Tableau, what we're going to do is that we're going to have a new sheet, right? I tap on the new sheet. We can open a new sheet. We can open a new sheet. We can open a new sheet. Then once we are done, we can put all our sheets into one dashboard. So the idea is that we are going to plot one visualization on one sheet, second visualization on the next sheet, the next visualization on the next sheet, the next sheet, as many visualization as much as possible. Then we will now tie everything in one dashboard. Anybody, any question before we move on?
No
Sorry,
question.
can you repeat this, how to open the sheet?
Okay, so I will close this up, right? I will go to new, say I want to do a new stuff. right? I zoom it out. That's okay, please. My data set, it's a new data set. It's Excel. This is it here. I already sent them to you guys. I have previewed it. This is like a preview. Yes, later on we'll learn how to do relationships, right? When you're working with multiple sheets, we'll do that later on. But for today, we just want to do a very simplistic visualization, and I expect you to take any of the data set and do the same thing and send back to me tomorrow for review. So I said that you're going to have different sheets. So we have a sheet here. You can put this plus sign. You can add new sheets. You can add new sheets. You can add new sheets. So the idea in Tableau is that you are going to have each visualization in different sheets, right? Once you are done with it, you can now tie everything together in one dashboard. So a dashboard is a collection of what? Sheets. Does that make sense? Okay, let's proceed. Now, you see, if you look by your left-hand side, you are going to see those variables. You're going to see those items. Let me walk you through the environment also. You're going to see if I tap here, I'm going to see something like dashboard. If I want to create a new dashboard, this is the same thing as tapping here. If I click on new dashboard, you see, it has opened one here. If I click on this, it has opened, here, it has opened dashboard 2. So I can open my dashboard from here or from here. So I will just close both of them. I don't need them. I can delete it. I can delete this. So I don't need them. So I'll stick with my sheets. For story, we'll leave this for now. Analysis, there are several things we can do that. We'll leave that. For maps, we'll leave that now. For format, we can leave this for now. One thing I also want to show you is these boxes you have here. This is still sheets. I have sheet 6. I can come here and say new sheet. It has become 7. I can still come here and say new sheet. It has become 8. So you can add a new sheet from here. You can add a new sheet from here. You see this box? This is what? Duplicate. The sheet you have, you want to duplicate it, you just duplicate it, right? So it is said sheet 4, duplicate of sheet 4. So that's what this guy is for. So I don't need it, I will delete it. I don't need this guy, I will delete it. I just want to do a very simplistic dashboard today. Here, I delete it. So I have sheets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You see your left-hand side? Now you're going to see that, okay, somebody have a question. Please hope this class is still recording. Yes. Yes, the class is recording. Don't worry.
Hello, sir.
By next 2 classes, you guys will become Tableau pros. So it's a very simplistic tool. The most important part is to understand how to analyze your KPIs. Once you know how to analyze your KPIs, it's easier to come to the dashboard and start dragging and dropping most of the items. Okay, you have a question, go ahead and ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right on.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Don't understand. I don't know where you start from. It's just now that I'll be able to connect.
Okay, good. So I will drop the recording. So I would like to make the class very short. It won't be long so that the recording also is not long. So once I'm done, I will drop the recording on the training group. So
All right.
let me write on. Okay, so you have, what's it called? So you have the variables here. And let me see if I can divide my screen so that I will not have to be opening and closing this. Let me push it up to like this. Okay, hope you can see the both screens. If you are using your laptop to watch this, better for you. If you're using a mobile phone, it might strain your eyes. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is that you're going to see that you have rows and you have columns. And when you are doing visualization, it's always going to be X and Y. Now, for most of us that when we were learning mathematics in primary or secondary school, your teacher said, Mr. Kingsley, Joy, Kanayo, you see this mathematics you are learning is very important. Anywhere you go in life, you're going to see it. Make sure that you learn it very well. All these things you're learning, X and Y, you felt, oh, it's not necessary, I don't need it. You are going to meet it in life, later in life. So I'm glad to tell you that that thing that your primary school or secondary school teacher or university first year teacher was or lecturer was saying, here it is.
It's
So,
here. Oh.
yes,
Wow, I
here
can
it is.
remember.
So X and Y. Who can tell me X, is it horizontal or vertical? Who can answer?
X is
You see, you're thinking.
vertical.
Are you sure?
Yes, X is vertical.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting. Who can try?
It's horizontal.
It's horizontal.
Say what? This line is what? Horizontal or vertical?
X is vertical. Y is horizontal.
What
Remember.
lines?
Which lines? I can't see any line.
This line
X is
here.
horizontal.
That's the horizontal line.
That's horizontal. That's Y.
That's
Okay.
why.
Are you sure? Huh.
Yeah.
This is horizontal. Usually is represent X.
X.
No,
From up to down is
no.
Y.
So this is Y.
Sir?
Is
Hello?
what?
Have you watched this side?
Vertical.
Have you watched this side? Huh?
Y is vertical.
Somebody said X is horizontal, Y is vertical. So X
Yes.
is horizontal, Y is what? Vertical.
X is horizontal, yes. Y is vertical.
Another thing
That's
now is
correct.
horizontal, is it column or is it row? Vertical, is it column or is it row?
Vertical is column, horizontal is row.
So this is what? Row. This is what? Column. Remember when your primary school teacher or secondary school teacher is going to tell you, everybody on the first row, stand up. Everybody on the X row, horizontal row, the row directly facing you, stand up. Okay, having cleared that one. So when I say row, you should understand what I mean. When I say column, you understand what I mean. When you want to drag a variable to a particular row or column, you should understand what you are trying to do, right? Good. Now, back to what we are discussing earlier on. You see, these items, the way they are now, you see that these total numbers are just going to be what we call numbers, right? They are typically going to be numbers, right? Right? They're just going to be numbers. Whereas these ones can be, let's say, a bar chart, right? A bar chart. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, our next class after tomorrow, I will explain the different types of charts and which best kind of visualization you can do with them. But for today, I just want to do a simplistic dashboard like that. So box with salesperson, you can use Pi for this, depending like that. So I will tell you for each visualization, the different types of charts you can do with them. Okay, let's move ahead now. So let's come over to this place. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to get a total number of box shifts. So this is the box shift, right? You see its number. I can just drag it into this place, right? What are we seeing here? 17770.
77007.
Good. And it is a sum. Automatically, it detected that for us. So here, I will just double click and say total number of box shifts. That is all. I can make it bold. I can make it Tahoma, right? Double click on it. I can reduce the font size so it's small. Apply it. Okay. I'm done with that, right? I can also give it some color. Apply. Okay. I'm done with that. Somebody was asking how I drew the horizontal and vertical line. I just did like this. Those are no issues. And this one, I just did like enter, enter, enter. Right? So that is the first one. The next one is what? Total amount sold. Total amount sold. So I moved. So let me make this first sheet. I drag this. Let me rename this to what? Total cost sheet. So the next sheet, I want to do total amount sold. I just go to total amount. This is amount. Where is it? Amount. I drag it. I drop it. It didn't come up. Total amount, right? Double click on it. Total amount sold. Tahoma. 9 is fine. Bold. Apply. Okay. Total amount sold. This is in what? Dollars. So here, I rename the sheet to be what? Total amount sold. So as simple as that. The next sheet. Number of salesperson. So this is salesperson, right? I drag it, I put it in here. You see the way it did it? It brought out a list of the salesperson. If you want to count now, it is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it doesn't make sense to me. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to check the count. So I will come here, tap here, and say, please show me the count. Distinct. Count me how many? See? It made it what? A long chart. I will tap here and say, please make it a what? Instead of a bar chart, make it a what? A table. So 25%. Can I repeat that?
Yes, so
Please
Yes, sir.
repeat it.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So let me delete this. You see this show me? If you toggle it, show me, if you toggle it, it's going to show you the visualizations, right? We'll come to that. So I want to know total number of persons. Now, if I drag, I'm on sheet 3 now. If I drag persons, salesperson into this place, you see that I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. But that's not what I'm looking at. This is just a list of the salesperson. If I was doing something like salesperson and amount, see? Awesome. So you can tell me how much person each salesperson is doing. But that's not what I want. I can take this off. See the way I took it off? I have my salesperson. I want what? A different measure. I want what? The distinct count. Count me how many salesperson I have. And it gives me in an intuitive column chart, which I don't need. I say, please change the visualization to be just a table. And it says 25. So I double click on this and I say number of salesperson, Tahoma, and 9. Bold, sorry, let me highlight. Bold, 9. Let me make the color this. Apply. Okay. So I've gotten that. Sorry.
Sir, that 9 represents what? Where did you get the 9 from?
That 9 is your font size.
Okay, sir.
Those of you that are running away from Microsoft Word, welcome back. Right? So just your normal formatting, right? So if you can use Microsoft Word, you can do most of this simple formatting. Okay, so I apply. Okay. Now the next one is what? How many countries? We still go again. So I will call this one number of salesperson. So I come here, sheet 4, salesperson, sorry, how many countries? So I say country, where's the country, where's the country, where's the country? Country, I drop it here. Now, at times, this is going to try to visualize the data set. Are you seeing what is happening here? Who can see what's happening?
Yeah, I can see.
So if we go back to our countries, we can see there is, this should be India, Canada, USA, and somewhere in UK. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
So if we go back to this, we're going to say India, UK, Australia, New Zealand, wherever. So it gives us the items, right? So we just want to know in which part of the world are we selling. So that's fine. I think this is fine. We can leave this like that. So we'll just say countries.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat the process again?
Okay, good. I will do that. So I will take it off, take it off, take it off, right? So I want to do what? How many countries? So my sheets, I just come to country, I drag it into this place. So it will try to look at the name of the country, right? This country, right? Start to look at it and see how to position it in a map. If I don't want a map, and I want a table, it can do that for me. It just lists the countries, which is fine. But if I want a map, I could go back and say, no, please do a map for me. So you just visualize around the world where you have these items. So if I'm just trying to know what special distribution we have, so we can see that, oh, we are not in Russia, we're not in Ukraine.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right on.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that is exactly what I want. Whether of the country.
You say what?
The person we choose.
Yes, you can choose. You can choose. See, the idea is that anything that is going to
I mean,
go ahead. So the idea is anything that is going to make sense works. The idea is that you want to provide intelligence, you want to provide insight on the data that you have. So there's no best, but there are always standards, right? So that somebody is not going to be confused at what you're trying to do. So I will leave this as this. I will double click on this and say sales distribution, right? Across the world, right? I will make this like Tahoma 9 bold, apply. Okay, so I could add some more data to this, maybe count, but I'll leave it as simplistic as this. I will add a new sheet. So we are here now, box shipped by country. So what we're going to do, we're going to do country, right? Then we do what? Box shipped. We add it here. Are you seeing what is happening? It has plotted the box shipped and the country, but now it's difficult for us to tell because see, we are seeing the different countries, but I cannot tell which country is which country. So I can use a differentiating factor with respect to color. I could take my country into the color, right? Are you seeing what happened?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it's not going to differentiate the countries by color.
By the color, yes.
Then I'm looking at the number of boxes. I could now tap on this detail. Just a moment. Or rather label. I can now say, okay, show mark. So when I click on label and say show mark, I'm trying to say, please help me label these items. I want to know which is which.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So I can now see that, okay, in this is a UK, we had 30,260 something box shipped. Let me try and see if I can even superimpose the amount sold into it. Where's the amount sold? Amount sold. Let me drag it into it. So I have two maps in one. One is showing how much box we shipped and how much amount we sold. This amount, this sheet. So I love this. I will make do with this. So instead of having country and box shipped differently, I'm going to have both of them in one chart. You see, this is like a guide. The bigger the item, right? Let me see this measure value, just a second. Okay, title, I can hide this tag and just keep it simplistic like this. So this is going to be my guide for the different countries. So I can label this. I can label this amounts and box shipped by country. So this is a 2-in-1 chart.
So, sir, can we also differentiate the down chart with colors of the country?
Yes, you already have it done. Look at it. Okay, this particular one.
Yes.
It's already done, but you need to zoom out to see it. It's already done. It's already differentiated. It's just that it's very tiny, right? It's already differentiated.
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's already differentiated. Now, if you are presenting this in a boardroom, so it's a very detailed map. You can tap on it. See, as I've tapped on this one, it's every other thing is gone. I could zoom in on this one and keep only this one, and right, it explained this to me. So I've sorted by just only India. I can tap on it again, and it's going to let me cancel my filter. These are my filter. I will take it off, right? Okay, let me delete this particular chart, exclude, right? Just a moment. Let me take this out, and delete this guy. So it's back to what we have before. Yes, somebody said, why does it look like QGIS? Yes, QGIS is another visualization tool that you can learn as a data analyst. It's something you can pick up if you can master your Tableau very well. If you master your QGIS, you can also do Tableau. QGIS is more or less geographical data, right? So you have a lot of, if you collect data that has to do with the latitude and longitude, so it's going to do an excellent visualization for you. So when it comes to geographical visualization, QGIS will do a more detailed visualization better than Tableau. When it comes to other types of visualization and data set, business intelligence and whatever, and insight, and even intelligence, AI, Tableau will do that better. Then, of course, if it comes to automated intelligence on data, Power BI will do it better than Tableau. That is my own inference from my own experience. And in one of the classes, we're going to do a little bit of Power BI. Same thing we're doing here in Tableau. You're going to see how it looks like in Power BI. So you make your choice, which tool you prefer. Okay, I'm done with this particular one. I'm going to move to the next one. So I'm going to call this one. Sorry, I'm going to call this one, rename. I'm going to call this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see that I don't need this one again, true or false. This one makes sense. I can make do with this. I think something is wrong with this, my chart. Let me clear it off and redo it. So I will just do country. box shift, then do amount sold. I think that's fine. Then I will say, please, the country should be colored so I can differentiate. And of course, I think that's fine. So I love this. I will keep this. So I have done this. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this, but I did country. Let me do amount sold by salesperson. So I have a new sheet. I said salesperson, amount sold. Very simple. Right? This can do for a table. A table is fine. So I just say amount sold by salesperson. Double click on this. It will come out this way. Tahoma, any font type you like that works best for you. Fine. Tahoma. Bold. Underline. Okay, let me just make it this. Apply. Okay. Box shift by dates, amount sold. Let me do one pie chart. Let me do one pie chart. Count of salesperson by country, salesperson by country, salesperson by country. Okay, let me call this. Let me rename this and call this this. Let me have one more sheet. Box shift by product, box shift by product. Okay, I love that. Product and box shift. So this is the amount of box shift. Now let me show you something. You can transpose here. You can swap. Right? You can swap. You can also do ascending to descending. Right? Look at descending from the highest to the lowest. From the lowest to the highest. You can do this. So this is the box shift. You can also add the amount. So amount, I will add it here. Or let me undo. Let me add amount here. It doesn't make sense. Let me add amount here. Okay, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to add a next parameter. Just a second. Amount. Okay, good. So I can move this to here, right? I have box shift. I have amount. So I can move to this. I can move this to this, right? You can move them around. So I have the box shift. I have the amount. So you can see that I have a table that is telling me the products I have, the box shift, and how much money we sold. If I want to sort by the amount, I can just tap on this and sort in this order. So I can see that I sold more of smooth, silky, salty. This amount sold. You see the total the highest number of items sold, which is 50% dark bites, does not necessarily translate to the highest amount of amount sold. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to call this product box shift, comma, amount sold by products. So I'll call this, I'll highlight this, make it Tahoma, make it 9, small, make it bold, and make it this. Apply. Okay. So I copy it and say, let me rename my sheet.
What if we rename it as products amount sold?
No, you
No.
still have,
No.
still have box sheet. So you are trying to look at box sheets Amount sold by product, or you say products.
Sold by a box sheet. I don't know. I don't know.
Who have a better nomenclature for us? Mr. Kanayo, help us.
I got lost for a moment. Sorry.
Okay, so who can help us? Kingsley, can you help us?
What issue do we want to solve? Maybe if I toggle back a little.
Okay, I want to name this.
Name it, yes.
No, so let me try.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No? Okay, let's name it number of boxes sold.
An amount by product.
That is all.
Do I step in?
Yes,
Yeah.
step in.
Do we say product sold by a box and amount?
They are confusing me.
Amount and sold is the same thing. Why not products sold by box?
Oh yeah.
Or amount of product
When you
sold
guys
by box?
don't worry. You guys are going to do your own and submit. So when you do your own, you will do all the corrections. Are we fine?
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's just do one more. Let me do maybe a bar chart or a pie chart. Amount sold by country. Let me just do one more sheet. I think my sheets are becoming much. Country, then amount sold. Let's say amount sold. But we want this to be a pie chart, right? Or let's make it a what's it called? A bar graph, a bar chart, right? Right? So I'm going to swap it. This is what I meant the other time. I'm going to swap it. And once I swap it, I might want to sort it or this way, right? Decreasing or ascending. Then I don't like the fact that it's just the same color. So let me color it by the country. So I say country, give it some color. Then I say label, please label it for me.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, are you sure?
Yes,
How
with
do
the
you do
change of
it?
color now is beautiful.
Sir, can you come again?
Can I repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me take it off, take it off, take it off, right? I want to do country and amount sold. So I say country. And at times, you don't necessarily need to even drag this thing, right? You don't necessarily need to drag it. Let me take it off. You can just double click on it. Is that nice? And you say amount, double click on it. It's fine. Easy. Like my son would say, easy peasy. Then you tap on this and you say this. Then you come here and you do what? You sort and you maybe just transpose it. Then you say, okay, the colors are just same. Let me sort the colors. Let me give them color, right? And let me add label to it. Because with the label, I can see, without the labels, I won't be able to see the exact amount. I'll be estimating or I have to hover. But with the labels, I can actually tell. Okay, somebody have, because of time, I think watching the video can help us. Okay, good. Okay, so I think that's fine. So I have, if I double click, I have amount sold by country. Don't worry, it's I'm recording it, so I'll try and upload it before midnight or tomorrow morning, so that you have it. The whole so you can just rewatch it. It's the same thing. right? So I will name this my chart, rename, and that's fine. So you guys, I will drop this on the chart so that you can use it to do as many as you want to do. So what I'm going to do now is that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I said I don't need this one, right? I will delete this one. So 1, 2, 3, just quantities. 4, visualization. 5, 6. This one, I think we can do we can change this to a pie chart will not be best for this because it's quite much, right? We can do this. And this thing, we call this what? We call this it's like a tile, right? A tree map. Now, you see that the areas that are dark indicate the person with the highest amount sold. Does that make sense? The darker areas.
Yes, sir.
We can still decide to give each of the person colors, right? It will awesomely do that well for us. Or we can remove these colors and let us know by the size of the boxes, right? If you see these two sizes, see the smaller sizes are smaller, or we can still decide to use the salesperson as color for color palettes. Okay, so we have this table is fine. We have this what's it called? So this is a nice chart we can use for this. So the next thing, we don't want to add more sheets. We want to add a dashboard. So you see, once I just tap on my dashboard, you will notice that I will have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, all my sheets showing here. Are you seeing them? Are you seeing them? So I can call this my what? Final dashboard. Now, you will notice that this my environment, I need to make it a little bit nice. I need to expand it and make it okay. So what I will just do is that I will choose a layout. I could use an automatic layout, right? Automatic layout so that the size is a little bit larger compared to how it was before. The size was fixed. You can choose a fixed size depending, or you can just say automatic. Any that's fine by you. So I like to use automatic. And all I'm just going to do is I'm just going to start dragging the sheets in. So first sheet, second sheet, third sheet, fourth sheet, fifth sheet, sixth sheet, seventh sheet. Okay, I think I'm done with all my sheets. So you see the way all the sheets are. They're kind of scattered. So, but what you can do is that you can decide and say you want it to be floating. Right? You can indicate a floating chart instead of a tile chart. So let me do something a moment, just a moment. Okay, so once I have a clear sheet, all I need to do is make sure that I show the dashboard title, right? You can always edit it, right? Then you want to make sure that it is floating. Floating is always very easy for you to like sort out. Next thing you want to do is to start adding the dashboard. So you can just double click on it. There's the first box. Double click. This is the second box. Third box. Drag it out. Fourth box. You hold it by this stuff and drag it out. So you see this one now, the way it is. Just resize to your choice, right? Same thing with this one, resize to your choice. Resize to your choice. Same thing with this one, resize to your choice. resize to your choice. Most of these guys, you can keep them at the top area. You can keep them at the top area. This one has to do with this guy. So you can just drag this one to this area, increase it so it's visible. Sorry. So this one is like a legend for it. You can keep it here. Then tap on the next one, amount sold. So this one, drag it. Just need some kind of, so you see this one has a chart for the salesperson. So for us to be able to identify the colors of each of the salesperson, right? I think what we can do for this particular chart is that I think this is a amount sold by salesperson. This is amount sold by salesperson. What we can do is that we can just instead of having all of these colors, I think we can still have the colors, but we can add label to it. So amount, we can, this chart doesn't really represent so well. Let's have it as a table. It will make more sense to us so that we can easily see what they represent. We can even make it this, right? Or make it this, swap it. This can make more sense for us. Then sort it, right? So that we can know that this person and the rest. So we'll go back to our dashboard. So anytime you change on each sheet, it reflects on the dashboard. So I don't need this guy again. I will delete it. So I just need to make this guy a little bit longer, right? So I can take this one down, right? So you can see. Now the way it is now, we can add color to the different stuff. So let me go back. So I can add color to the salesperson. Let me add color to there, right? So give us a nicer color. So it's reflected automatically. Let me add the next box. So this one, what is here? So what is here is box shipped by amount sold.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right on.
Forgive the interruption. Maybe I missed the point, but there was something you said at the beginning of the class that stood out for me. You said when we have data, Tableau will let us know, maybe I'm misquoting you, will let us know the ideal form of representation, if it's pie, if it's the donut.
Yes, it will suggest. It will suggest to you.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean
that doing that for us now.
No, that might not be the best. So what I said I was going to do in your next class on Tuesday is that I'm going to look at the different types of charts and tell you what kind of data you should be plotting. But for now, just go ahead and use your description. I will do that for like 30 minutes. We'll do a lot of case studies then before you proceed. But for now, you can use your intuition, you can use your discretion to select which is going to best visualize your data set. At times, Tableau is going to suggest, but doesn't mean that's the best. Okay.
Noted, sir.
So I will keep this here. So for this one, I might have to scroll, right? Let me take this up like this. I have to scroll. Then let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Total number of persons, make this chart. So you need some ingenuity, you need some basics of creativity to do something nice. Okay. So what's the next one? We have amount sold, right? Awesome. I think this guy can just go to this space layer left. Right, so bring this one down and keep it this way. So I think I can have this like this. We can have this here. I can have this here. We can have this here, somewhere here. Then we can have this here like this. So let me see if I can increase this font to 12. Sorry, to 12. Apply. Does it make sense? It doesn't. So later on, I'll see how to balance this out so that all of this is fine. So this guy, I could also give it a background. I think there's a way to give it a background. Let me just double click on it. This is, I think there's a, just a moment. Okay, maybe subsequently I'll give it a background. There's a way to give this guy a background. So as you can see, I have done my dashboard. So your dashboard is a combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets. Who have questions, please? Okay, so this is my final dashboard. Now, if I want to create a new dashboard and add number of salesperson, I just come here. This is second dashboard. I can remove this. I can remove this. I can remove this, right? I just click on this guy. I can add a new dashboard. Make the size range automatic. I say number of salesperson. Are you there? So we have it. So we can say we don't want this. We want to hide this. We don't want it. Are you there? So this is our new dashboard. The second, like a second dashboard. So depending on the amount of sheets we have, we can have like 2 dashboards for our presentation. Show title. So this is just going to be dashboard 2. Continued. Make sense? So we can have 2 major dashboards, the main one and the second one. So we can explain some insights here and explain other insights here, depending on what works best for us. But it's good to make each dashboard simplistic, straight to the point. If you have carryover item, you can move them to the second dashboard.